I'm Dr. Jyoti, Senior Consultant for General Pediatrics and Pediatric Rheumatology at Aster Women and Children's Hospital, Whitefield. And today I'm here to just give a brief talk on understanding childhood arthritis. So what are the signs and symptoms that children come with? Older children do complain of pain in the joints. They may have noticed a swelling. There may be stiffness in the mornings, what is typically termed as morning stiffness. When they get up, they feel their joints are stiff. They're not able to move around so easily. They're not able to do their daily activities of dressing, undressing, opening the tap, gripping the toothbrush, combing their hair, taking bath. They may find difficulties in doing all these activities. Typically, the pain of inflammatory arthritis subsides as the day goes by. About 2 to 3 hours after they wake up, they feel a bit better. And then by the end of the day, they may feel that the pain is almost not there. But again, the next morning it may start. Or the pain may be aggravated by periods of inactivity. Suppose a child is sitting in class for a long time, 2-3 hours, and then wants to get up, may find that there is pain, there is stiffness, there is difficulty in walking if he has a knee or ankle or joint arthritis. That is called gelling. Some of these children, especially with systemic arthritis, may come with symptoms of fever and a skin rash, and like I said earlier, swelling of lymph nodes, liver and spleen. Younger children will not be able to vocalize or complain of pain. So it is important to undress the child and to make them walk in the clinic to see if there is a limp. Or parents may have noticed abnormality in one joint, but there may be other joints which are involved and which may not have been noticed by parents but will be picked up only on careful physical examination. So once these clinical history is elicited and the careful examination is done, the diagnosis of juvenile idiopathic arthritis is mainly based on the clinical basis. Are any blood tests needed? Yes, your doctor may order some simple blood tests such as a complete blood count, some inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, ESR, some antibody tests like anti-nuclear antibody, rheumatoid factor, or anti-CCP or HLA-B27. None of these tests are diagnostic for any particular type of arthritis, but they do give a clue, and the antibody positivity also helps to classify the arthritis and how to prognosticate the child's condition. Sometimes your doctor may also advise a bone marrow examination to rule out any blood conditions such as leukemias, because malignancies can present as arthritis in about 1/3 of cases. Once the diagnosis is made, what are the treatment options? So the first line of treatment for most children with arthritis would be what we call NSAIDs, or non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. These are just simple medications like ibuprofen or naproxen, which help to reduce the pain and inflammation in the joint. However, these drugs are to be given for a short duration, short period of time, especially in the beginning when we are awaiting results of some tests, or when we are not sure about what the condition is or if it is still evolving, and we do not want to use corticosteroids at onset. So once we have ruled out other conditions and the results of the blood tests have come in, then this treatment is started. In some children, corticosteroids may have to be given for a short period of time to control the symptoms of inflammation and fever, especially as a bridging course for about 2 to 3 months. The main therapy for childhood arthritis is what is called DMARDs, or disease-modifying anti-rheumatic drugs. There are many drugs which come under this title, such as methotrexate, sulfasalazine, hydroxychloroquine, chloroquine, etc. The most common drug which we do use in children, which is safe and well tolerated, is methotrexate, which can be given as oral or injectable once weekly dosing for an extended period of time, maybe for about 2 to 5 years, till the child is disease free and we are able to maintain the child in remission of drugs. If the condition is not controlled by methotrexate, or for some reason the child cannot receive methotrexate, then the other drugs such as hydroxychloroquine or leflunomide or lenalidomide or thalidomide may be considered. In enthesitis-related arthritis, sulfasalazine is the drug preferred over methotrexate because it has a better effect on the joint inflammation in this condition. The next group of drugs would be biologics or biologic disease modifiers, which will be used for children whose condition is not controlled by the DMARDs. This condition also needs a multidisciplinary team to be managed. In addition to the pediatric rheumatologist, we need a physiotherapist, we need the pediatric orthopedic, we need an ophthalmologist, sometimes a cardiologist. So it is a teamwork which helps to get the child back on his feet, to be on par with his peers in terms of quality of life, to ensure that he has a good school record and does not miss any school days due to his joint symptoms. It is important for parents to be aware about childhood arthritis if your child or you know anyone who is suffering from these symptoms. World Young Rheumatic Diseases Day or WORD Day is celebrated on March 18th. In the US, July is celebrated as Childhood Arthritis Awareness Month. About 1 in 1,000 children may have arthritis. If you know anyone who is suffering from this condition, please feel free to reach out to Aster Women and Children's Hospital, where we have a team to manage this condition and to get these children back on track. Thank you.